Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be why women get over breakups quicker than us guys do. Got an email here from a viewer. He says, "Hey Coach, I need your help. Help me understand how an ex can go and sleep with some other dude only a few weeks after you and her were together, and she was saying that she still loves you." In other words, she ended things with him, and obviously they were still hanging out and hooking up, and she's still saying "I love you," but yet she's going out and sleeping with some other dude. He says, "I can't get over the fact that she's been with some other dude. I don't think I will be able to let it slide." Well, she's not your girl anymore because you fucked up. You got dumped. I mean, here's the deal. If you're the one getting dumped and it wasn't your choice, then you drove her away. If you're the one that's doing the dumping, then obviously you did the dumping because she did something to turn you off, and you just simply didn't want to be in a relationship with her anymore. It doesn't matter what you say. The bottom line is if you're the one that got dumped, it's your fuck up. It's your fault. And one of the things that Don Shula said, I got a great quote that I'm going to share with you. He says, "The superior man blames himself and the inferior man blames others." So you got to take some personal responsibility in saying, basically admitting to yourself, you know what, obviously I caused her to lose interest in me instead of causing her to fall head over heels in love with me. That's the bottom line here, because if you'd have been doing things right, you wouldn't have gotten dumped unexpectedly, and you wouldn't have written me an email in the first place. So he says, "I've never taken an ex back after this, and I couldn't live with her knowing in the back of my head how easily she was persuaded into bed by some random schmuck. Help me out." Well, at one point in time, you were the next schmuck. Everybody is somebody else's leftovers if you want to look at it that way. And I mean, the bottom line is, like, what does it matter? I mean, it's none of your business who she's sleeping with now because you're not with her. It's none of your business who she slept with before you guys got together. And it's also none of her business who you slept with before you got together and who you're sleeping with now. Obviously, you're not sleeping with anybody because you're butt hurt and bent out of shape about the fact that your ex-girlfriend is sleeping with some other guy. But here's the thing. She's the one that dumped you. And so the reason that she dumped you is it got to the point where her interest for you was completely gone and she didn't feel anything for you. She may have loved you as a friend, but she's no longer in love with you. The emotions of love are gone because she just simply didn't feel the attraction for you anymore because you were not doing what you needed to be doing, like I talk about on my book, in order to create attraction with this particular girl. And so as her interest is dropping, she's starting to think in her mind, she's not going to share this stuff with you, but she's thinking in the back of her mind, I think we're going to break up. I don't know if I want to stay with this guy long term. That's what she's thinking. And here's the thing, when it comes to breakups versus men versus women, women always tend to have the upper hand because 70 to 80% of the time, they're usually the ones that are doing the dumping. And women would prefer, even when things aren't going well, they would prefer if the guy does the dumping. And they'll even wait when things are bad, hoping that you'll do the dumping. But once they realize that you're just clueless and you don't get it, and you're not going to dump her, even though things suck between the two of you, eventually the woman will go and do it. And some women will go out and they'll line up your replacement. They'll start hanging out with the guy from work who's just a friend. And the more they hang out with them, they hang out, have fun, and hook up. Oops, it just kind of happened. You know, he came over to my house, one bottle of wine after another, and oops, his penis ended up inside of me, and it just kind of happened. I just got swept off my feet. But the thing is that you didn't notice, because you didn't know what to look for, that she was falling out of love with you. And so I know it's shocking to you, because you're still in shock from getting dumped, because you thought everything was great and hunky-dory. When in reality, she, for several weeks before the breakup, she was over it. She was over you, and she really didn't want to be with you anymore. And so she starts looking around for your replacement. She may have even gone out and hung out with him as just friends. But then once she did you in officially and said, hey, it's over between us, now she can go ahead and sleep with this other guy and not feel any remorse because she basically lined up your replacement before you got kicked to the curb. Don't take it personally, dude. You did it to yourself because you didn't know how to treat her properly to keep her head over heels in love with you to the point where she only wanted to be with you. And so lick your wounds, suck it up, say, you know what, I fucked up. And you have a knowledge gap. And not only do you have a knowledge gap, but you need to learn how to apply the new knowledge which you're going to gain from my book and my articles and my other coaching videos that I've done. Repetition's the mother of skill. And so if I were you, the best thing that you can do is do nothing. Don't call this girl, don't text her, don't reach out to her in any way. Take the stuff that I learned. I encourage you to read the article that I wrote, 3 Ways to Seduce Women, which gives you 3 different types, 3 different ways you can get women to approach you. You can approach women, and you can have women showing up in your life and making dates with them. I want you to read that article and learn the 3 different types so you can practice, so you can get some backup. Because women know that the quicker you get back up on the horse, the easier it's going to be to get through the breakup. Now, the reason why it's so much easier for her to dump you when you're in such shock is because she stayed with you even though she was no longer in love with you. And so in essence, she was with you when she no longer had any feelings for you. And that's the thing that's hard to admit to yourself and hard to realize. That's why it seemed and appeared to be that she so quickly got over you, because she knew that the quicker she hooked up with somebody else, the less it was likely that she was to start to feel remorse and want to get back together with you. And so the best thing you can do, at least with this particular girl, is nothing. Move in a new direction. Start dating new women. And when you hear from your ex-girlfriend again, if you hear from her again, just say, hey, honey, great to hear from you. We should get together. When are you free to meet up for a drink? Let her answer you, and then make definite plans. Either, what I like to do is just say, hey, why don't you grab a bottle of wine, come on over to my place, we'll make dinner together. And do that. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. And then when she leaves, either that night or the next day, say, hey, give me a call later, or call me later. That's all you got to say. It may be a week, maybe 2 weeks before you hear from her again. You might not hear from her again at all. It doesn't matter. When she calls you, hey, great to hear from you, honey. I want to see you. When are you free to get together? Tuesday, great. Why don't I pick you up at 8? Or why don't we meet at such and such place? Or why don't you come on over to my place? We'll make dinner. Do something. Make the next date and then get off the phone and keep dating other women. And if you allow your ex-girlfriend to slowly come back to you at your own pace, I know you said, I've never taken a girl back after this. Well, obviously you wrote me about her, and more than likely you would take her back if you could get the chance, because at the end of the day, you're the one that got dumped. You had no choice in the matter. And so if you want to get her back, that's the best way to do it. Let her come back to you. When she calls you or texts you or Facebook messages you, arrange the next date. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. Rinse, recycle, repeat. Don't do anything after your date, and then just wait to hear from her next. When you hear from her, arrange the next date. It's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And if you follow what I teach in my book, it will completely facilitate your ex-girlfriend being completely unsure of you and you being totally mysterious, which will cause her feelings to start growing for you again. And then she'll, within a few short weeks or a few short months, if you do more things right than wrong, she'll be telling you, I'm totally in love with you. And you won't really have to do a whole hell of a lot. Just follow what I teach in my book, and she will slowly come back to you. Don't complicate things, but you got to get out there and start dating other women so you can get your mind off of your ex, because otherwise you're going to be totally consumed by her, and it's 1,000 times harder to do things right with a girl you've screwed up with when you're like emotionally gonzo over. If you got a couple other women that you're dating, then you'll have an abundance mentality, and it'll be a lot easier for you to do things right with your ex-girlfriend, so when and if she does come back, you're actually able to reattract her, as opposed to sitting around waiting for her to come back and then springing on all of your neediness on her and then just turning her off again and confirming to her that she made the right decision by dumping you in the first place. That's something to think about. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several weeks to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, is a box that has a link that will take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page for my book. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for whatever electronic device you want to read my book on. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, or my ebook, you can show your appreciation right now by going to my website, and on the Wibiya toolbar at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.